Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and today we're going to talk about broad targeting on 2024. So there is no doubt that broad targeting is one of the main tools that we're using right now on all ad accounts, if we can call it a tool or strategy or method or whatever that may be. It's something that I have been using for many years before even iOS with the crazy method and everything. But let's analyze a little bit how I see the broad targeting usage on 2024 and what is going to happen. So we have advanced plus campaigns that are working now for 1.5 years. A really good way of doing ads, especially for trained pixels and broad targeting. Broad targeting is something that's working for all trained pixels, and it's something that people are using for many years, at least I was. The point is that now more and more people use it and the algorithm is getting better and better at broad targeting. There's a small gap for small ad accounts, but we're going to talk about this towards the end of the video. For now, I would like to analyze that broad targeting is something that everybody should do if they have a trained pixel, or if they don't have a trained pixel, this is the ultimate goal of each ad account, to at some point go and do broad targeting with Advanced Plus or the CBO, whatever, it doesn't matter, but most probably with Advanced Plus is going to be better. I think that using broad targeting on Advanced Plus, it's much more stable comparing to a CBO, which is much more risky. So there is no doubt that all the trained ad accounts are going to use more and more Advanced Plus campaigns, which means broad targeting. But what is happening right now with new ad accounts? In some new ad accounts, yet we are seeing, and we're going to segment this into two different categories: small countries, medium countries, and big countries. For big countries like United States, Canada, United Kingdom, or even Germany, we can see that we are having a problem on new ad accounts with new pixels starting with broad targeting, which is not the case for smaller countries, because if you can, as you can imagine, a 6 million audience, for example, for Greece, it's like a small interest in the United States. So initially, maybe we need to give a little bit of more push in terms of using interests or lookalikes later to train our pixels so that it can end up using broad targeting eventually. So on bigger countries, what we should do is that initially we should run ads with interest, run ads with broad targeting, or even Advanced Plus or normal CBO broad targeting, whatever that may be, and try to see where we are getting lower CPM or even results, and then based on that try to see how we can train our pixel in the most cost efficient way. Then maybe we can use lookalike as a bridge so that we can end up using broad targeting later. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my new mentorship programs, and I would love if you go to the website. You're going to find the link in the description, or you can find it in the menu of my website, and over there you're going to be able to see the different mentorship programs that I have. You can find the one that's going to fit better your needs, and I will hope to see you there. One thing that I'm noticing is that new pixels are getting trained faster now, or maybe the gap between broad targeting and the algorithm being able to serve broad targeting and how trained the pixel is being bridged more and more. And in new ad accounts, now I can see that in 2-3 months, if you're doing proper ads with some decent spend, you can train your pixel and go to Advanced Plus campaigns. I have done it with more than 4 ad accounts, or 4 or 6 ad accounts in the past 2-3 months. I'm talking about new ad accounts, and I'm saying this because most of the times I'm not taking new ad accounts, but these are ad accounts that came from business owners that I already have their ad accounts for other businesses, so I trust them, and I started working also with this, because working with a new ad account basically means that you're just in a room which has no lights and you're just trying to feel what is going to work and what is not. So this is what is happening, and most of the times I don't like to associate myself with new ad accounts trying to find all of these things. I like to scale ad accounts, and it's also not cost efficient for the people, because it doesn't worth to pay me for a small ad account. My worth is coming when I'm scaling one ad account. So on new ad accounts, we're going to do some interest and all of that and see what is the most cost efficient way, but eventually we're going to end up on broad. On smaller countries, I have seen easily starting immediately from Advanced Plus campaigns. So the most important thing, when you are watching things on the internet, filter things. somebody says that I started running advanced plus campaigns on my ad account and it worked immediately. In which country? Everything is relevant, and whatever we say, we need to ask questions next to it, because it doesn't mean that you can follow a blueprint for every single business that has different numbers and all of that. Broad targeting is the future, guys. And now we have also Meta trying to bridge the gap even more with new ad accounts with the Advantage Plus audience. Advantage Plus audience is the new Meta feature that they replace the audience section with the interest, and they say that, okay, now you can start with an interest, but we're going to expand this to the full potential reach. How does it work? Basically, the way that it works is like an old button that we used to have just below the languages on the audience sector, which was called Expand Button Audience. This is exactly the same thing, but now with the help of AI, as they say, whatever it has advantage, it means it has AI inside, technology. And the way that this is working is that you start with an interest, but then it's expanding it in the full potential reach of the demographic. And by that, I mean that not in the full potential reach of United States, but if you add, let's say, only men, instead of targeting 260 million people, it's going to target only the men 130 million people. And if you put an interest, let's say fishing, this is going to drop to 60 million people. But it's going to start with these 60 million people from the interest, and then it's going to expand to the 130 million, which is the demographic that you added on the top, the ages and the gender, and it's not going to expand to the full potential reach of the country. So this is how Advantage Plus Audience is working. I don't like it yet, but I'm pretty sure that in the next months or by the end of the year, it's going to work much better, because this is also the same thing that happened with the Expand Button Audience, which wasn't working very well initially, but it worked better later. Maybe that means that we're going to start seeing again the blender method, which is an old method, and we were using the Expand Button Audience. But we're going to see about that. We don't know yet. If you don't use broad targeting, at least try it. And if it's not working, compare what CPM you're getting with broad and what CPM you're getting with interests, and then see also where you're getting sales. And try to use this method more and more. But eventually, know that you have to reach to the point that you're going to do broad targeting. The algorithm is becoming better and better and better to that. And I'm pretty sure that maybe in some years, or I don't know, whatever, with the AI going so fast, I don't know, maybe in 1 year from now, even on new ad accounts, we will do immediately broad targeting and it's going to work. Who knows? We're going to see, and we're going to be here on this channel discussing this kind of topics, maybe on the broad targeting 2025 video. If you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course, my website, and my mentorship programs. And don't forget that until we meet again, be creative and be consistent.